life, Jamie, as you know, is
Yes. Yeah.
complicated, man.
Yeah.
And it's certainly not dualistic. And we could talk all day about how the media is limited in a, that the media, but it's really limited to reductionism and to this or that. And when you get into issues, like you said, that are super complex, that involve, yes, it's a little bit of this is true, while also that is true. Holding these paradoxes together in a world that is so divided and so, let's say, conscious of not giving fodder to the other side. I worry about if people like yourself, with your record, and again, your pedigree around objectivity, can not be listened to, and even worse, be labeled as a conspiracy theorist for bringing all very, vetted information, in your words, circumstantial, but still legitimate enough to say, yes, let's objectively look at that possibility as well as this possibility. And when that gets steamrolled, as you know, at this level, people now are in peril. People can die when we have those types of, let's say, subjective blind spots. How do we fix that? Because this is not the first time we're probably going to have to deal with that.
Yeah, and I don't have a complete answer to that question, but we can each do our role by trying to be honest and trying not to be swayed by our starting point or our orientation. I mean, for me, like I said, I'm a progressive. I recognize that I'm now saying things that people, the likes of Fox News and others, are amplifying for whatever mix of reasons. But I feel like I need to just say, well, I'm going to try to speak openly and honestly. And I just feel like in so much of our conversation is so tribal, and we saw it here in the United States. I mean, before Trump, there were all these conservatives say, "Oh, we're against the Soviet Union, we're against Russia," and then there's this message, "Oh no, Russia's good," and then everybody kind of switches sides. And now I might think that the core for all of us is say, well, what are the principles that we believe in? And then how can we best do our bit to as openly and honestly live up to those principles? And if that means we need to occasionally be at odds with people who we see as our kind of community, we need to be willing to do that, because otherwise we will get stuck in a manipulated tribalism that will lead us nowhere.